and you have no ban, not even a small one. It doesn't make sense. Like his mind is up and down, really. So I hope these people can sit down and not one of the get a CB2 rehabilitating at least. Then at least they can bring him back. If they really, really cared for him, they would just take him for rehabilitation, give him a few days off. Hey, at least while the scripting omuntu byayogera bitegeerekeka naye omuntu gwe n'okugya mukomera, and that guy was always isolated and tortured. James gwali obyogera wano, he was always out of the general population nga bamutereka eri mu isolation. I don't know how that place is called. Kategeeza omuntu oyo is not mentally okay. Olaba you just be out here and ebintu ebitabukako. How about someone who has been in prison under hard conditions for 4 years and then you bring him out? You expect him to say stuff that he cannot construct sentences that are coherent. He's just, just talking and being that Sanya is a very talkative person. Like, he's just saying things. Kasimanya government here fell and Kumanya Stefayo, Oba as long as he have so Mukama at Sasile that his conditions get better. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to stand here and start judging him because we cannot even judge him because what he's saying is not. He's not in his right state of mind. So anyone that judges him is actually worse than him, Because clearly from what he's saying, he needs to, he needs to be helped. I don't know abafuna amnesty okuva ewa Museveni, let me use that word, nga ono mwami James Mama Fina yali ani, I forgotten his name, Chigundu, Biriga, most people who are gunned down, njagala nonyerezeko yo list, people who are gunned down, most of them were against Museveni. Most of them. Nenga yefure yabasonyiwa n'abaleeta n'abakomyawo, but he eventually killed all of them. So tetwerabira kumusabira. We don't know how this thing will end. I don't think he's safe in any. Going out of prison means freedom for Sanya. Change, do not judge him. Tumukwatire ekisa tumusaasire, tumusabire. Kyennyinza okugamba mu bumpimpi kubanga si yasoose. Nate byayogera bambi omulaba nga yeetaaga kusaasirwa, yeetaaga kukwatibwa kisa. So let's not. I've seen a few tweets calling on Omuchi. Let's restrain ourselves from being the people that will hurt him. Because they're already hurting him. They've been hurting him for 4 years. They brought him out. They're still, his, I think of Waita Mbonji, and none of us can really understand his position. So all the best we can do is not add on to it. Nalaba wano omwana bwe yavaayo juzi wano gwe nali ngamba James last space ono kuba na 36 abaali bawambiddwa ewa bajje Kenya our FDC where nagamba when I came out what hurt me most was seeing the people that I thought would ask for my freedom being part of the people who were questioning and saying those things that we always question, So I think Sanya expects some kind of support. I don't know how we can support him or I don't know how we can help him, but the best we can do is restrain ourselves from judging him and writing those harsh things that come with it. It's hard, I know, but we can do it. And I think that's the least we can do because any one of us can be in his position at any time. It will not be that Wagambanti. Nanga Yogera one, I don't think I can be in prison for 4 years. I don't know my strength in that because I've not done it before. So Olivia Lutaaya conditions ezo maybe zinyiza nozikiza after 6 months. Maybe I can find myself in a position ya Ssaanya negotiating for my life. So I think that we are all potential victims. You can find yourself in such a position in a very short time. Before you know it, you're on TV saying stupid things, but all of us have reasons, and of course, all of us have that weakness that they can use against you. So, you can't know the whole story. So if you know someone has been up to it trying to, fight against this government, and the government is a big institution, so you can't know what they're holding against someone. I'm only calling upon Ugandans not to rush to judge, not to rush to kill our own. Let's try. If bw'owulira nga tolina ky'ogenda kwongerako, waka kireke jimma amazzi nontusiwuli ensonga nti olina ogyogerako gy'owulira nga twayimyanga sayidi emu nga tukasuka eri amayinja fena tuyimye okutuba eno ate kati bw'oli bwe yayimye eno ate neŋŋamba banakala ate tukasukawo era nga akasuka bulyo gye tukasuka so olumu nayinza kwesanga nga okuba munna amayinja naye nga mu mbeera ati mwe omukubye amayinja but for Ssaanya I think the best we can do is leave it. We already have so many things around that we to deal with. So we have to be mamas in the window.
Precious, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Morgan.
That statement is a Ssaanya. Manyi nti mu Uganda wakyaliyo abantu abasobola okukkiriza statement za Ssaanya. Tusobola obutamu attackinga nga personality ku attackinga Ssaanya. But we discuss the points zali operating on board. For example, Ssaanya avaayo n'agamba nti Bobi Wine yabagamba babba obululu bwa Museveni era be baakulira ttiimu ezabba obululu bwa Museveni. Of which akalulu kagenda okubeerawo nga Ssaanya aliwa ali mu kkomera. Ekyo kimu. N'agamba nti buli musibe buli political prisoner Bobi Wine amufunako omutwalo gwa $. Yes, tetugenda kumulumbanga muntu, but let's debunk his statements. Kyetuba tukola tulumbe statements ze nga ye, because this propaganda, trust me, the government is going to ride on it and ride on it and ride on it. Wakyaliyo Abannayuganda bagenda okukkiriza ebigambo bya Ssaanya ku bbanga lyamaze mu kkomera. Wakyaliyo Abannayuganda bagenda okubikkiriza. Wakyaliyo Abannayuganda bagenda okubitambuza. So kati mulimu gwaffe nga abamanyi amazima okuvaayo ne tudibankinga ebyo ebigambo. Tetulumba Ssaanya tugezeeko naye ate era nze nyinza obutasigala kumala bbanga ddene nga ngezaako understandinga, because he wasn't doing this for me. Ssaanya okugenda mu kkomera tulekeraawo wadde okutugezaako okuunderstandinga bano abantu yali takikolera nze, yali takikolera gwe Precious bano bakyali ogenda mu kkomera, baali bakikolera ggwanga lyabwe, baali bakyekoleranga bo. Let them not put it on us. Tusobola okuba understanding of the situation they have been in and as to why they ended up making the decision they made. But why do they have to throw it on us? To make us look as if the struggle we are in for a better country is going to be out for nothing? No. To have understanding, but if they reach the point where we can no longer understand them, we shall call them to order. Precious, back to you.
Thank you. Lutaaya avudde ku ndagaano kubanga Olivia Lutaaya nze muwa amagezi kubanga Olivia Lutaaya avudde ku ndagaano kubanga Olivia Lutaaya nze muwa amagezi kubanga ekintu kye twayingiramu olwedde emisango twagiza ate gavumenti nsuubira nti oli yagadde Olivia Lutaaya avudde ku ndagaano kubanga Olivia Lutaaya nze muwa amagezi kubanga ekintu kye twayingiramu olwedde emisango. So this is the point. I think this is the point here. This is the point that we are talking about the most important thing here we are talking about is indoctrination. So
First, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Just first mute your mic. So the first thing we are dealing with here is indoctrination.
So they have been indoctrinated. He has been indoctrinated. He has been taught to say some things because he's in a vulnerable position. So we are now dealing with that. I think the first thing we should have to tell people that the government is doing indoctrination, forceful indoctrination. That's the message you know kugamba omuntu. You know what? Government ekowasinga abantu to say things that they didn't want. They arrest you. This is something Good Girl was saying here. They arrest you and they push you to the wall that you are only left with only one option to do what Ssaanya is doing. Ate ye Ssaanya abayambye n'akola n'ebintu era nga the way to solve bikubamu ebintu it is good. Okitegeera. So that is the best thing Ssaanya kyakola. Nti bamukowasinze but ebi statements bye byangu nnyo byakuba mu kituli like the video that you posted Morgan. First time to see it in an color space, ninja analyzing, and I discovered that it has two errors. At first, he says they made them tick the bubble. Actually, now you have even made me see. Sorry, a third error. First, he says that they made them tick ballot papers for 7, and then in the same in the 13 seconds, he actually mentioned that they made him tick the ballot of Museveni. So in one statement, and then the other thing that Jogambye nti omusajja yali mukomera kati gwe yali mukomera watikinga otyo obululu okitegeera bakwate kalanga ne bakuteeka Masaka okujja Masaka ne bakutwala ne bakuleta Kampala tewalonda Edi Mutwe Nubianili Magic, all those young people, by Olivia Lutaaya, they never voted. We had over 100 people who didn't vote. Already go in a position, a statement here, without attacking him because you know he's in a vulnerable position, like how Good Girl explained here. So and then I wanted to explain here until a statement jakola wanoti avudde ku mulamwa, which is also very good. Like of course nga Good Girl government ina amanyi ina okenyino choke government ina amanyi okusendinga propaganda anywhere they want because they have all these channels, propaganda channels and all that, so they can use it against opposition. But then there's also a gap that people can use to debunk all these kind of things. Wanagamita avudde ku ndagano yachi okitegeera ndagano yachi, if something is genuine ndagano yachi singa bawazo omusango bali bate bakusibye, so ndagano yachi je wakola. All these things can really be challenged on grounds of facts, not on individual. As for Ssaanya, he's free to say that whatever he wants, but for the people he say against basobola okuba ebituli mu statements ze. Then I mentioned the other perspective here of bino Ssaanya byayogera saawa zino government I mean singa Olivia Lutaaya tebabadde ku team yemu be affecting our government. It is very good, very important that Olivia Lutaaya is not part of them. Singa babadde Olivia Lutaaya the government erina ku bagezigezi basobola wa scripting nga kirungi nnyo batosobola kikubamu bituli bingi nnyo kitegeera because bali babiri onayogera wano. But now the advantage that is there is that Olivia Lutaaya is the other side, onali this side ntikati wadde onayogera nnyo naye ate talina nnyo bagezi kumwetoloola basobola ku analyzinga byayogedde ne babikubamu ebituli kati nti after ono nga amaze okwogera nti Olivia Lutaaya wabanga alina space asobola okudebunkinga everything ng'afunye guidance from the people around her onayogedde kino respond to it normally ng'afunye ne guidance and all that. So chiba chifa chibafumbye chiba chifa. That's why government would be now looking for a way eyinza okuba enoonya amagezi mangi okufuna Olivia Lutaaya to put her on that team. That's what I wanted to say just briefly as other people come in. We're talking about indoctrination of politicians and political prisoners. Free Uganda, you will speak. After that, KM, then after Andy.
Yeah, webali nnyo host. Yeah, nze kyenjagala okwogerako nti gondi Ssaanya ekintu kyakola. I know indoctrination gyeri naye ekintu kyakola it's kind of deliberate. waliwo omwami bamuyita Batoke oba omumanyi, emyezi 2 emabega yakola video ng'awooninga what was going to come. Ssaanya yali agenze mu kkomera n'amukyalira, Ssaanya n'amuwa obubaka obwo Batoke agamba nti yabutuusa ku gundi gye baali babusindisa biki byagenda okukola ng'avudde mu kkomera, era Batoke ng'agamba Ssaanya ssaawa yonna agenda kwokya. So olwaleero bwe tugamba nti no gundi Ssaanya ali indoctrinated nga bw'ogambye maybe bamuthreateninga oba kutta bazadde be, kiyinza okuba nga gye kiri, naye we all know this game of politics. What are the consequences? Nti omuntu okyasobola okufiirwa, okyasobola okubeera injured nene we. So bw'osalawo n'ogamba okay, bagambye bagenda kunzikira abazadde, now I should do the opposite of what I'm supposed to do. It is a deliberate decision. Byaba Museveni nga bakyali mu nsiko beewaako obujulizi nti omuntu bw'abeera nga yali mu struggle yaabwe olukwe, oluusi baamukubanga n'akakumbi ku mutwe. So n'olwekyo nze nnyinza obutabeera gundi sympathetic to what is happening. N'ekirala tuyinza okugamba nti no statement z'akola ziri uncoordinated, naye sooka otunuulire n'abantu baali nabo full figure mirundi emeka gyazze ng'akola statements ezitakwatagana. By'ebintu bye baagala tubeeremu, tuve ku discussion entuufu gye twandibaddeko ey'omulamu okuba nti no twejjako obwannakyemalira, tubeere diverted ku ebyo gundi akoze ati and in the end tujja kumaliriza nga tukoze teams, tugambe nze ndi team Ssaanya ate nze ndi team gundi, tubeere nga twekubagana divide and rule, system ebeere ng'egenda mu maaso, tuve ku kifaananyi ekinene kiri ekyokuba nti no tukyusa obukulembeze. So n'olwekyo kyembasaba naye tuleme kubeera tricked in this game. The dictator is winning. Statement eno ekonagana n'eri, naye that's exactly what the game is about. Confuse them and divide them. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
MOP, I didn't say no mumanyi nkugambye video eyo gundi Batoke yagikola 2 months ago, but it's not the start of the event. I know how long he has been in the prison.
Yeah, so Kati, so my point was that what was the message that he was sending? What was the message he was sending? Okugamba nti agenda kuchuka. I posted I posted about Olivia Lutaaya last time because I got information that someone came from Girls Side Prison. And you know what, Olivia Lutaaya, this is happening. Because I didn't want to divulge much, but even after that, Lewis posted about it. So everyone knew that the bagenda kuchuka because indoctrination had started. For me, when I visited him, when he was in solitary, like balina katimba omumaction, bakatimba ke batekawo ba headliners bichi noyo mwana yavuma kabaka muyeli abeera. So tosobola basinkana mumbeere no babeera wali oyo mwana oyo ono TikToker abo babateekeyo. So I was sleeping with a certain Muslim nemulaba ng'afaanana Ssaanya nemugamba I want to see Ssaanya. Of course yangamba nti nagamba ya ojja mulaba. So that Muslim helped me to go n'agenda n'amuyita. I talked with him ku katimba tokizibwa kuyingirayo enjogera naye ku katimba for 30 minutes otoyogera nabubba. I talked to him. He was strong. I talked to him on March. He made that video, the one that was posted by the Daily Monitor, retweeted by Bobby Wine, in April. So he was still strong. We targeted 2 months back, but those people that were in prison during March to Parliament, they met Olivia Lutaaya and they had started. So when was March to Parliament? March to Parliament was on July 23rd. How many months from there? So that by that time they had started indoctrination. So I think so we was that okay, maybe also what he tried to reach out until this is going to happen. Why is it this time? Because so indoctrinating and he was trying to be honest, telling you that you know what, I'm coming out and I'm going to spit fire. I'm coming out and this is what they are telling me to say. In a way, good girl yagambye tamalako na miezi mukaaga. Msajja amazeeko myaka ena. Abamu indoctrinating ze bamutadde ku simanyi mwe. I started here nebagamba in Japan, religious indoctrination. Families with husbands, they could imprison their own children, sons and daughters, for 20 years. Telling them that religion, you are bringing their pastors of their religion, the Shinto religion and all that, indoctrinating them that every day religious people come and tell them this is, for example, Yesu ye mwana wa Katonda. Every day someone will come and tell you, you can read the whole Bible, every Bible musomera nemusoma Bible mwezi nemujimalako. That is indoctrination. They are indoctrinating you. So omuntu abadde indoctrinated, you don't think like other people. You don't think ola wakati abana bagenda mu makanisa oli nagamba nti omusajja ya prophesying ku bya message okumu disappearing and they believe that nonsense. Ate nga bali bweru basobola okukola reasoning on that. What about omuntu gwebasibye emyaka ena ndola? So talking about, don't downplay the power of indoctrination and thinking that abantu batondo nnyo abasobola okuwithstanding. We give credit to those people, but we know this. I bring in KM, then after Andy. KM?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And saying, therefore, I don't want the president himself, Museveni, what he is doing. A man who came to power in 1986, being cheered by everyone, and is now seeking support after coercing people, after putting them under severe mistreatment in order for them to start supporting him. That is where he is now. I think anyone near him should tell him that, Mzee, your time has come. The best you can do is to leave. These are 19 people. And you see how it went to the extent so that it can appear in newspapers that Museveni pardoned, so that he can gain sympathy, he can gain support from the people, that he pardoned people who had been, who were being persecuted or prosecuted for doing nothing, for just supporting the person they wanted to support. under his regime that brought back the multi-party system. So that is how low Museveni has gone. That is how low his government has gone. That is how poor it is that it can no longer even get support without doing something evil. Sanya and the likes, for me, I can sympathize with him. I feel sorry is whatever he's saying. I understand the situation he is in. And in any court of law, is the person who would be exonerated from what he is saying because he is under duress. I congratulate Lutaaya for her courage, and we need to protect her as much as possible so that she may not have more. Can I have a minute? Can I have a minute?
Okay, you'll get back after. You'll still making your point. I'll give Andy to proceed from there as KM comes back. Members, you're free to request for the
I don't simanyi oba mami wange kinamuletera obuzibu, but no, she's a courageous woman. Nkubiddeko ku simu n'angamba ono omwami gwe bayita Ssaanya ng'ayokya nnyo, okay, because bu clips obusinga nabwe musindikidde nga mulaga how this guy is trying to explain oku attacking President Bobi Wine. Nawe musindikidde lwa nsonga nti mami wange from day one muwagizi wa Mr. Kaguta ogutali musango, but today n'angamba ndi musanyufu olw'ensonga nti I mean like angambye nti these statements Ssaanya is making tezikwatagana. N'angamba olaba n'omukyala full figure, because in the clips full figure ali mu kuseka like alaba nga ebintu Ssaanya byayogera tebikwatagana, kitegeera. So kino tuyinza okulowooza nti ffe abantu abali ku social media oba abantu abali mu struggle like physically and online battles nga tujjayo obujulizi obukuba government nti ffe abalaba nti Ssaanya byayogera bi contradicting, but trust me, even people deep in the village bategeera nti Ssaanya yalidde, because actually even these people abamu organizing abamu settings, they're not smart enough, because you can't set someone ng'ebintu kyayogera statement, someone makes a statement then the following statement nga emenyawo kyayogedde mu kusooka. So actually we should be happy unless a few percentage y'abantu abatono eyinza obutakitegeera, naye nze the fact that mukadde wange akitegedde kindaze nti kyonna kye basetinze ate kiyinza okunzika nga kibaleetedde okuba nga bo nga bo bagenda kweyokya. Ate n'ekirala nti buli omu alabye amazima Olivia Lutaaya ge yakozesezza, and the fact that she's a woman, bantu bangi balabye nti ye ali ku mulamwa, like not because nti oba yazze ku side y'opposition n'agidefending, but she's really a smart woman. N'omuntu omulala yenna akiraba, and those are the things I've been receiving from my people. Okitegeera nti asigadde true ku ekyo kyali, ate n'ekya statements ze someone has said nti nze muntu zikuba mu bituli. Okitegeera tetugamba nti nkyamu, but si nowezandibadde nkyamu, the way she is organized omuntu zibu kyazikuba mu bituli. So right now tulina kuba nga tucelebrating about what they are saying obudde buno nti Ssaanya ate ye singambe nti aleekaanye nnyo okusinga ku balala, because simanyi lwaki tulina okukyebuuza nti bweba nga batadde abasibe I think 18, I don't know, I'm not sure of the number, but bali awo, lwaki obudde buno 19, sorry, lwaki obudde buno Ssaanya yayogera ate nga wetudda ku emabega the clip yafuluma nga bali mu kooti, siru Ssaanya yavaayo n'adefendinga n'agamba batusiba lwa nsonga za byabufuzi, kulwanirira ddembe lyaffe, kuwagira President Bobi Wine, mutuleeta mu kkooti temutusayira musango, oba temwagala tusayira musango mutubuulire lwaki tuli wano. So at this time omuntu yenna kati obudde buno era wawe, because I'm sorry to say this, but mostly wetugenda ku social media platforms tusobola okugamba nti ku TikTok kwe kusinga okubeerako abantu abayinza okugamba nti bakkiriza mu mawulire agali awo because yo egatta lumu. I'm sorry to say that, but when you go to TikTok and you check through the comment sections nga Ssaanya ali mu kwogera olabira nti people are really awake, abantu bali aware of what he's doing. Ekitegeera, unlike before ng'omuntu aleeta such information neweba fake neweba yaki ng'abantu kasabawira nga it's bajja ne bagamba no kino kiriwo ekityo, but this time round olabirira nti abantu bali so awake, so tetulina kutya kano kagoba kafa this time era nga tukkiriza within a few moments a few nagamba, you know what, don't do this, I'm going to make sure this, but thank you so much. Kyemanyi olugendo lujja kutuuka byonna byonna gye twagala odutuusa, and one day bajja tulangirira ng'abawanguzi. So this is not a case gye tugamba nti ekwata ku MP, ekwata ku Good Girl, ekwata ku Mr. Morgan. No, kino kikwata ku Munnayuganda yenna, oba oli waka, oba oli ku kyeyo, oba oli muvubuka, oba oli musajja, and we must fight until the end, and we know we are going to win this because it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Just look at where we have been emyaka nga 10 egiyise, let me say 10 years back, nga opposition kwogera ekigambo kyonna tewali awuliriza, nga ne bamuzaddewo n'akulira nga like you opposing the government nga awulira ddala nga anatera kuzaluka, but these days bazuukuse. So let's not give up akadde konna guys, tusigale nga tuli ku ekyo kye tulwanirira. Let us not be like no, tusigale ku ekyo kye tulwanirira, olunaku lugenda kutuuka nga tukirabako. It's a matter of time. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back.
Tetugenda kusikiza n'ensi yonna ngitegeeza ngigamba nti Museveni tetugenda kukkiriza kumwegayirira atusonyiwe, tetulina kyatulanga. Tulangibwa kubanga twakuuma akalulu ka Kyagulanyi n'okumuwagira kye kituusirizidde mu makomera. Bwe kibanga tugenda kufa nga tufiirira ensi yaffe ekyo tusazeewo okukola, naye tetugenda kwegayirira Museveni kubanga tetulina kye twamusolera.
Not the 17. They are the two. She's the only woman abadde omusibe. Singa abasibe badde bangi abakazi nga tekubadde kaali nvoko, it wouldn't still make sense. Naye kati ono Ssaanya ye musibe yamanyikiddwa worldwide ne Olivia Lutaaya. Olivia Lutaaya lwakuba mukazi, international community have been talking about it, women, everything. Then Ssaanya ye yabadde protester. So kati bobuza lwaki Olivia Lutaaya, lwaki Ssaanya yayogera, era yabadde ayogera ne munda, okitegeera. So yalina omuwendo, bw'oba tolina muwendo tewali akufaako. No one is even interested in you. Olowooza lwaki people are not looking at other opposition parties? Waluddeko nti basibyeyo omuntu wa anti, tebakutte omuntu wa anti bamukutte nga campaigninga mu kyalo eyo, bamukutte nga bw'owulira nti ndaba Nuupu ng'egenda simanyi bakoze eyo mobilization ne bajja ne bagamba you are not allowed here. Why would they go anti complaining? Because they don't see any muendo, they don't see any value in. They're benefiting from the merit of Ssaanya. Okitegeera singa tabaddewo Bassaanya baali baddewo basibaabo forever because no one knows them and no one tewali ayagala kuba like no one is talking about them. Oyinza okuba olina erinnya ly'omanyi Muganza because you have heard him many times nti afiirwa taata we afiiriddwa everything during his time naye ne bonoobuuza ekifaananyi kye nja kuba sikimanyi. Okitegeera but when you talk about Ssaanya n'obuuza wano Ssaanya buli omu amanyi ekifaananyi kye, buli omu amanyi ekifaananyi kya Olivia Lutaaya. So asking why Ssaanya yayogera ennyo no era yabadde n'omuwendo kati bakuwadde task oyina amaanyi so they give you the same level amaanyi g'obadde okozesa use it outside. So like someone said, was it KM, I think it is now on the people abategeera, and that's why we educate ourselves here. We educate ourselves to know what sometimes we are supposed to do in some situations. Okitegeera tuyinza obutabya na absolute solutions, but even talking about the things kituyamba okumanya, you know what, this is what maybe this is what we think. Maybe you get many ideas. But I brought up this point of indoctrination because even one time I talked about we had a topic here of religious indoctrination. So if we have religious indoctrination, so why do you think political indoctrination is something that you shouldn't give attention to? Kim, are you able to speak now?
Yes, I'm back. Thank you very much.
So, finalize your submission.
So what I was saying is that we should focus on the government, and secondly on these agents like the Baram and the full figure who, by the way, benefit because by brokering and doing this, what they are doing, they get money, and they are getting money at the expenses of Ugandans. Those people have been in prison for all those years, and then they go in and convince Museveni to give them money, and then let him be the champion, that is the one who has pardoned them. These people had no case in the first place. Government has never adduced any evidence. They were taken to court martial, which is illegal, but again, still, they are still using them when they are out so that they can gain they can get political gain. I think the Ugandans are now understanding where Museveni is. He can say what he's saying. Those are the people who are nearby us, taking him to supermarkets and then requesting him to say what he's saying. They are doing it because they think they have benefited from the little money they got, or they are getting any. I don't think that they are gaining any political capital because nobody can vote full figure. Maybe he's gaining some favors from Museveni, but otherwise, Ssaanya and Olivia and the others have done their part. They have endured everything in prison. They have come out. We know what they are going to go through. We know what they went through, the agreement they signed, whatever they told them to do. And you know that they wanted to take them to Chankwanzi, and some of them were taken, by the way, to Chankwanzi for more indoctrination. But all that is because the government should know that they have lost support of the people. They are now either buying it or forcing it. The best they can do is that they are now forcing a few of those, not all of us Ugandans. So time has come. 2016 is just in here. We know that they are going to use whatever force they have. And for us, we are saying Museveni, please, we have been kind enough. It's the project. The more he stays in power, the more the country loses, the more the country goes backwards, miles and miles. So if you love this country, unless you think about your stomachs and so on, your family is only. But if you love this country and you think your children are going to be in this country, please advise your president, Museveni, that 2026 kindly step down. Let someone else go in. Let us rebuild this Uganda for all of us. Otherwise, and whatever, I think it was in the bush for 5 years, almost more than 500 people were killed. The Rural Triangle up to now, even if you go there, the poverty which is there, some people, if you move around there, you will maybe think that they will Soroti, you will find that families had cows, thousands and thousands. But today, very few families have nuts cows, either 2 or 5 maximum. For 40 years, we cannot recover. That means there is nothing Museveni can do for this economy. Politically, he has divided us. You put the elections for people to choose what they want, and again you arrest them for supporting what they are supporting, what they are supporting. So that means if we have a sense of we need a sense of direction for Uganda, we would request Museveni peacefully. And if he doesn't, we should look for ourselves to defend ourselves. Sanya and the likes, we should.
Thank you so much, KM, for your submission, and thank you so much for getting back to that. Yeah, I'm going to do something just briefly, so don't expect me to intervene. I'll give Wounded Uganda the mic after Dr. Morgan, then Sarah. I know by the end of those speakers, I'll be done with something I'm doing. So please, as in that order, Wounded Ugandan, Sarah, then Dr. Morgan. Others request the mic, I can be approving, but also retreat the space, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Suna. Actually released. We hope that they find peace away from the dungeons or the prisons. And yeah, I want to straight away talk about I'm sure Sarah might be understanding the torture some of these people go through. We have seen our colleagues who protested to march to parliament. They were there for a week or two. They came back, some of prisoners inside prison who has been supporting a lot NUP foot soldiers. Olivia Lutaaya, on the other hand, of the ladies, she has been there for all the political prisoners, including the March to Parliament protesters. So, omuntu bw'atyo government emulaba nga ringleader, nga unbreakable leader, ate gwe baagala okucrashing. Kiringa okulaba government erwanyisa Kyagulanyi, thinking that when they crush him, they would have crushed the rest of us. You understand? So, I want you guys, before you pour out your emotions and respond to what Ssaanya is saying, njagala mwefumiitirize mumanye nti si kyangu okubeera mu kkomera lya Museveni emyaka ena. Okay? Ate ebigambo bwe biba bikunyiiza mu ngeri bw'etyo nti oyagala okuddamu directly regardless of what you're responding to, olina okukimanya waliwo ebinyiiza okusinga ebigambo. Waliwo abali sodomized, waliwo abalina abazadde baabwe ku gun point, waliwo babawadde obutwa. It's just a matter of time to their final days. We have a lot of people who have suffered on the hands of this dictator. So I beg that before you start complaining about Ssaanya's word, first you should understand that Ssaanya is representing himself. Just like Dr. Morgan has said, nti Ssaanya yagenda mu kkomera alwanirira eggwanga lye, yeerwanirira kubanga he's an oppressed Ugandan. Bw'aba ayogera ebitakwataganya saawa zino, he's representing himself. He has not represented any of us yet. And he's fighting for himself, just like how we are fighting for ourselves on these spaces. We are just united by our suffering. Naye temuddaawo ne mwerimba ne mulowooza nti ffenna tufubutuka mu famire y'emu oba, we are not. We are just united by our suffering. So we should not take it very hard when we see him speaking whatever he's speaking. Secondly, we should not reduce ourselves to answering what Full Figure and Balaam have scripted for Ssaanya. Some of you have heard, we are going to challenge what he's saying, what, Baganda Bange. These are statements written by Balaam and Full Figure. They might be confusing to some Ugandans, yes. We know we have a gullible society. We know that